Into match number 2 we go now in the Champions League. Who's going to make it 2 wins from 2 this week? Of course, we're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Bam's going to do a prediction video today. We look forward to match number 2 in this year's Champions League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, wait, smash your subscribe button, bang up to all things Champions League related, blood and rose related. Woo! Football related. We get all here, boys. Under one Brugge, of course, Dortmund, of course, Benfica. Also, both got themselves off to an absolute fly this past week as they made it an opening day win. But can they make it 2 wins from 2 this week? Of course, we'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But of course, if you want to check us out, check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. There's a Discord in there which is wide open. So let's recap the results. Of course, my picks are the top scored. The real deal is right here. You can just about see it, but I'll read it out to you just in case you can't see it. So let's get into it. Of course, Dortmund opened up with a 2-0 win over Copenhagen. That was my pick. It was a 3-0 win in the end. So I got myself 4 points on this one. I got myself 40 in total. So 4 points. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. Okay, now look at this game. This game was absolutely massive in the grand scheme of things, wasn't it? Zagreb with a 1-1 over Chelsea, 2-1 win for me. It cost Thomas Tuchel his job. They'll come at you in match number 2 here now with Graham Potter in charge. Meanwhile, Benfica beat Maccabi Haifa 2-0 in the end, 3-0 for me. I got myself 4 points on that one. My phone's going off the clappers here. PSG with a big 2-1 over Juventus, 3-1 win for me on this one. So pretty close to the money as well. Sevilla did get an absolutely embarrassing show against Manchester City here. 4-0 was the final score, 2-1 for me on this one. Leipzig, of course, again, cost a man his job here. Tedesco is gone. 4-1 loss to Shakhtar Donetsk. 2-1 for me on this one. So shit show extraordinaire. Celtic got an absolute humping by Real Madrid. 3-0 win over at Scotland. 2-2 for me. Again, 0 points on the board. Salzburg with a 1-1 against AC Milan. That's what I picked. I got 6 points on the spot there, and just 13% of people went with that one. So really, let's have a quick look at this one, how this is broken down. 3 points for the correct scoreline. 1-1-1. Goal difference 1. No underdog points, but 6 points in total. Ain't too shabby there. Meanwhile, of course, Sporting Lisbon picked up a 3-0 win over Frankie on with a draw. Shit show for me. Rangers got humped, of course, by Ajax. I went with a 3-1 win, which was a 4-0 win. So ain't no brainer on that one. Meanwhile, of course, Spurs picked up a 2-0 win over Marseille. 2-1 win was the final score in my eyes. Bayern with a 2-0 win over Inter. 2-2 for me. Barcelona 5-1 demolition job of Plzeň. 4-0 was my pick. 4 points on the board for me on this one. Bruges beat Leverkusen 1-0 on this one. Of course, 1-1 in my eyes. Atlético with a 2-1 win over Porto. 2-0 for me. And then, of course, a bit of a shit show down here, wasn't it, by Liverpool? 4-1 embarrassment by Napoli. Let's take a look at, of course, the table. Where do we go here? Right here, right now. I'm actually in 21 spot out of a 26-man team. You can get involved with this. I'll show you the link as well. But Prima Horan leads the charge, 58 points for him, and I'm on 40, so he's a good 18 points ahead of me. But of course, it is early days. How did he do that? Let's have a quick look at his picks then, shall we? Of course, yep. There he goes, 12 points. Let's have a look at this then. 2-0 in the end. He played the booster. I didn't do the booster, and that, of course, doubles his points to 12. So that's what I've got to. That's my main Achilles heel. I didn't play the booster on this one, but he did score very, very well on this one. So well done to him for winning. But it's early days. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And of course, I'm here down in 21st spot. But of course, if you see a name, let me know. If you see a name, smash your thumbs up. That's what we want to do. But anyway, of course, what I also want to do is showcase the actual leagues then, shall we, on this one. So, of course, Ajax lead the charge in Group A over Napoli. Of course, Liverpool Rangers got it all to do in the second round. Atletico Madrid they are beating Brugge. Well, they're leading Brugge at the moment in Group B. Porto, Leverkusen, of course, struggling at the moment. Barcelona looking good at the moment. Bayern in second spot in the Group of Death. That's right. Group D, see Sporting leading the charge over Tottenham. Of course, Marseille, Frankie need to get their asses in gear in the next round. Into Group E, Zagreb lead the charge, 3 points in the bag there. Milan starts with Chelsea, of course, with a new manager already. Next, of course, Shakhtar Donetsk with a three-pointer. Then Madrid, Leipzig, and then Celtic again. Tedesco out. Will Tuchel come in, take over the reins there? We'll see about that. City and Dortmund lead the charge in Group G. Of course, Sevilla looking like they've got egg on the face. They've had a tough start as well in La Liga. Of course, wrapping up there, Benfica, PSG lead the charge over the likes of Juventus and Maccabi Haifa. So if you want to get involved, I don't think I've popped this up on the screen yet, but I'm about to do it right here, right now. So if you do want to get involved in the Prediction League, use this link here. I've got the QR code. I don't know where the heck that is, but it is just UCL 2022. Cut the foreshadowing. There is a link in the description as well, so make sure you get amongst it as well for that one. So that's that. Let's get back into the picks, of course, and let's, of course, get cracking for match day number 2. So again, we are using the official predictor. Of course, the games take place on the 13th and the 14th of September. We're going to start with Sporting Lisbon, and we get Spurs, of course, go over in Portugal. Now, these two sides, according to my eyes, have played each other twice. In 2003, both have been draws. Sporting Lisbon, of course, 58% form for them, winning 2 in a spin up against the Spurs side, unbeaten in the last 7 games, and they haven't lost any of the last 10 away games. 83% form for them, winning 4 of the last 5 as well. Last time played, of course, was a friendly. It was a 2-2 draw in Portugal. Of course, Sporting Lisbon with a 3-0 win over Frankie. Of course, taking on Portimonense in the top flight in Portugal. They expected to win that game on this one. Of course, Spurs took on Marseille with a big 2-0 when they're taking on Man City this weekend in a very, very tough old boot match as well. Tough encounter it will be. The odds here, 14-5 is your Sporting, 11-10 on is your Spurs, 13-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a Spurs win here, but only just 2-1 win in the end. 33% of people have gone with that one already. Those are the eager beavers who've already got the picks in. Next, of course, we have Plzeň against Internazionale, taking, of course, over in Group C. Now, these two sides never play each other, according to my eyes. 75% fall for Plzeň right now, just 1 defeat past 6. They haven't lost any of the last 19 home games. Up against the Internazionale side, who've lost 3 on the last 4 games. 50% fall over the last 6 as well. Of course, Inter did lose to Bayern last time around. They're taking on Torino this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Plzeň, of course, did lose to Barcelona, taking on, of course, Olympique this weekend. They're expected to win that game as well. The odds for this one, though, Plzeň 61 for the Victory, 54 is your draw, 5-2 on is your odd. This one, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. Internazionale taking the 3 points and moving the chains once again. Marseille, they're going to be taking on Frankie, of course. It's the late kickoff on Tuesday. This one, they played each other twice, of course. Frankfurt of winning 2 out of 2 up against the Marseille side, 75% form, just 1 defeat past 6 for them. Up against Frankfurt side, 50% form, 1-2 lost, 200 over the last 6. Of course, the last time they played each other over in Marseille, it was a 2-1 win for Frankie back in September 2018. Frankfurt pick up a 3-0 loss against Sporting, of course. Marseille with a big 2-0 loss against Spurs, so both sides need a win. Frankfurt taking on Wolfsburg this weekend. They're expected to beat them in the Bundesliga. And of course, Marseille taking on Lille. They're expected to win that game as well. The odds for this one, though, we got Marseille 2017 on for the victory, 12-5 is your draw, 7-2 is your away win here. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win here for Marseille at home. Again, nobody's gone with that one, so I might even play my booster for that one. Let's rock on Tommy on this one. Then we've got Bayern. They're going to be taking on Barcelona. A bit of a zinger this one, of course, coming at you this coming weekend. Played each other 13 times, 2006, 7 wins for Bayern, 5 wins for Barcelona, 1 draw, of course. Bayern, though, 83% form for them, winning 4 of the last 6, 83% form for them. They're actually unbeaten in at least the last 6 games. Up against the Barcelona side, who haven't lost in the last 13 games, 83% form for them moving forward. Last time around over in Germany, it was a 3-0 win for Bayern. That was back in December 2021. So Bayern have actually got back-to-back wins over Barcelona, back-to-back clean sheets as well. In fact, over the last 4 occasions that these two sides have played each other, they've scored, 17 goals over the last 4 games. Of course, Barcelona with a 5-1 win over Plzeň, taking on Cadiz this weekend. They're expected to win there. Of course, Bayern with a big 2-0 win over Inter last time around, taking on Stuttgart this weekend. They're expected to win that game as well. The odds for this one over in the Allianz Arena, 5-4 on is your Bayern, 10-3 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, conservative. No one's in on this one. 3 points in the bag for Bayern on this one. Leverkusen, they're going to be taking on, of course, Atlético this coming weekend, if I can find it. Where are you? Of course, it's one of the. It's on Tuesday, the 13th of September. Play each other 8 times in 2010. 2 wins for Leverkusen, 3 for Atlético, and we've got 3 draws. Of course, Leverkusen losing 5 of the bouts. When I say 5 of the bouts, I mean 5 of the last 6 games. Of course, 17% form for them moving forward. Atletico, though, haven't lost any of the last 6 away matches. 75% form for them. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 games. Last time they played over in Germany, it was a 2-1 win for Leverkusen back in November 2019. Of course, Leverkusen picking up a 1-0 loss to Brugge. They're taking on Hertha Berlin. They're expected to win that game. Of course, in the Bundesliga, Atletico with a 2-1 win over Porto. They're taking on Celta Vigo this weekend. They're expected to win that game as well. The odds for this one, though, 2-1 is your Leverkusen, 13-10 is your Atletico, 12-5 is your draw. I'm back in the draw on this one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw right down the middle on this one. None the same. Porto, they're going to be taking on Club Brugge, coming at you over in Portugal this weekend. Of course, now these two sides played each other twice. So 2016, 2 wins, 2 for Porto, nothing for Brugge, and of course, 0 draws as well. Porto, though, winning 4 of the last 6, 67% form for them moving forward. Up against the Brugge side, who, of course, unbeaten in the last at least 6 games, 5 wins in the bounce, 92% form for them moving forward as well. Of course, last time around, over in Portugal was a 1-0 win for Porto back in November 2016. Porto, though, did lose to Atletico, 2-1 last round. They take on Chavez this weekend. They're expected to win that one quite comfortably. Meanwhile, Bruges opened up with a 1-0 win over Leverkusen. Of course, back-to-back clean sheets for them, taking on Sering, of course, in the top flight in Belgium. We're expected to win that game as well this weekend. The odds on this one then, shall we take a long look at it? Of course, 94 on is your Porto, 65 is your, 7-1 is your away win here. Of course, Porto at home are decent. 2-0. 2-0, let's go 2-0, and that's locked in, boys and girls. It is locked in. Moving forward, Rangers up against Napoli, of course, coming at you at Ibrox again on Tuesday on this one. Play each other never. Now, Rangers have got back-to-back defeats for them, 58% form for them. Up against the Napoli side, unbeaten in the last 16 games. Of course, 83% form over the last 6, though. Last time around, of course, Napoli with a big 4-1 over Liverpool. They're taking on Spezia this weekend, expected to win that one quite comfortably. Up against the Rangers side, who've conceded 8 goals in the last 2 games, back-to-back games without a goal for them. Taking on Aberdeen this weekend. They're expected to win that game, but of course, they're expected to lose this game against Napoli. 7-2 is your Rangers, 4-3 honours your Napoli, 11-4 is your draw. Of course, it's going to be a difficult game for Napoli, but I do think they'll win this one. 2-1 win in the end. And again, 80% of people have gone with that one so far. Next, of course, it is Liverpool up against Ajax, of course, coming at you at Anfield. Now, these two sides have played each other 3 times since 2003. 2 wins for Liverpool, nothing for Ajax. 1 draw, of course. Liverpool 50% form for them. 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6 up against the Ajax side, who haven't lost any of the last 6. In fact, they haven't lost any of the last 7. They haven't lost any of the last 11 away matches. They're 100% form for them right now. However, Ajax did lose last time around. They played in Liverpool back in December 2020. It was a 1-0 win for them. In fact, Liverpool played Ajax 3 times since 2003, and they've not conceded a goal against them. Of course, Ajax back-to-back 4-0 wins for them. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 games without conceding a goal for them. Up against the Liverpool side, who did get spanked by Napoli in a bit of a horrible-looking game for them. They're taking on Wolves this weekend. They're expected to win that one. They were also expected to win this game against Ajax. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. Ajax taking on Heerenveen this weekend in the Eredivisie. The odds here 20-11 on is your Liverpool, 7-2 is your 92 is your away win. I'm going to go 3-1 win in the end. Sounds about right. Liverpool, of course, 3 points back. They're going to have to do a statement result to get the fans back on board, get the belief back in the camp. So 3-1 win in the end for Liverpool on this one. Into, I think we go to Shakhtar now, over, of course, in Ukraine, taking on Celtic, of course, coming at you on Wednesday, 14th of September. They actually played each other 4 times, 4 2 wins apiece and 0 draw. Shakhtar, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them. Up against the Celtic side, just 1 defeat past 6, 83% form for them moving forward. Last time played each other in Shakhtar was a 2-0 win for Shakhtar back in September 2007. That was, of course, in the Champions League. Shakhtar haven't lost any of the last 4 games. Celtic have lost none of the last 14 away games. Of course, Celtic, though, picked up a 3-0 loss against Real Madrid. They are taking on Liverkusen this weekend. They're expected to win this one quite comfortably. Meanwhile, of course, Shakhtar with a big 4-1 over Leipzig cost them out a job, taking on Kremenetz this weekend. Domestic top flight there. The odds right here are now 90-10 is your Shakhtar, 5-2 is draw, 30-10 is your away win here. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Shakhtar here. 21% of the people have voted already. And the whole thing, I've gone with that scoreline as well. Moving forward, it's AC Milan up against Zagreb, of course, coming out on Wednesday, the 14th of September as well. Play each other 0 times, of course. Milan, 75% form for them, unbeaten in the last 13 home games. Haven't lost any of the last 9 games, both home and away. Up against the Zagreb side, won 5 on the spin, 83% form for them last time around. Of course, they picked up a 1-0 win over Chelsea last time around. Zagreb, of course, Milan with a 1-1 draw against Salzburg. Of course, Milan taking on Sampdoria this weekend in Serie A. They're expected to win that game. Of course, Zagreb taking on Gorica, where they're expected to win that game as well quite comfortably. The odds right here right now, though, 3-1 on is your Milan, 4-1 is your 72 is your away win here. I'm back in just a 1-0 win in the end for AC Milan. Enough to get the 3 points. Taking an L, it will be Zagreb on this one. Maccabi Haifa up against PS Plzeň, of course, coming at you over in Israel. Now, these two sides have never played each other according to my eyes. Maccabi Haifa just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them. Up against the PSG side on 92% form, winning 5 of the last 6. They actually haven't lost in the last 21 games, of course, PSG. That also includes 10 of the last away matches, of course. They did pick up a 2-1 win over Juventus, of course, taking on, of course, Stab Brest this weekend. They're expected to smash them quite comfortably. Meanwhile, Maccabi Haifa with a 2-0 loss against Benfica. They're taking on Nes Ziona in the top flight over in Israel this weekend. They are expected to win that game as well. The odds on this one, then, shall we? What we're going on? We've got Maccabi Haifa 20-1 for the victory, 81 on is PSG, 81 is your draw. Of course, it's going to be a convincing. I'm going to go 3-0 win in the end for PSG. 3 points in the bag, of course, looking very, very good so far. Juventus, they're going to be taking on Benfica, of course, coming at you this weekend, or this midweek as well. Played each other 4 times in 2012, of course, 1 win apiece and a couple of draws as well. Benfica, 100% form for them, winning at least 8-game winning streak away from home, and of course haven't lost any of the last 9 away games in total. Up against the Juventus side, of course, 58% form, just 1 win and 5 for them, 58% form moving forward. Last time around, over in Italy, was a 0-0 draw back in May 2014. I was in the Europa League knockout stages. Of course, Benfica with a 2-0 win over Maccabi Haifa. Of course, Juventus with a 2-1 loss against PSG. Juventus taking on Salernitana this weekend. They're expected to win that one over in Turin. Of course, Benfica taking on Fenerbahce. They're expected to win that game as well. Don't rule out Benfica on this one. 11-10 is your Juventus, 12-5 is your away win, and 5-2 is your draw. But unfortunately, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win as well. 41% of the people who have voted have gone with that one as well. So I've done my booster. I have done my booster already. So into the final stretch as we go now is Copenhagen up against Sevilla. Of course, must-win territory for both these two sides. Of course, kicked off with a loss. Taking place at the Parken Stadium, of course. 58% form for Copenhagen. Just 1 win and 4 for them. Up against the Sevilla side, just 1 win and 6. Lopetegui in a bit of trouble right now. 25% form for them moving forward. Of course, Sevilla did lose to Man City last time round. They've actually conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games. Up against a Copenhagen side who, of course, got them themselves humped by Dortmund last round. Of course, Copenhagen taking on Odense in the top flight over in Denmark. Of course, Sevilla taking on Espanyol. Well, they're just about to win that game, I think, narrowly on the odds. The odds for this one then, shall we? We've got, what we got going on? We've got Copenhagen 5-2 for the victory, 11-10 is your Sevilla, 12-5 is your draw. It's going to be tough. Going to go with a 2-1 win. 22% of people have gone with that one as well. And then, of course, the winners from the last week, of course, over in Group G is Man City up against Dortmund. Of course, played for the 7 times to 2010, 3 wins apiece and 1 draw. Of course, Man City winning 3 of the last 4 games, 75% form for them up against the Dortmund side, who've won 5 of the last 6. It's the Haaland derby, that's right. Played each other last time around, though, over in Man City. It was a 2-1 win for City. That was back in the quarter-final stage of the Champions League, which, of course, Man City narrowly won over 2 legs. Of course, City, though, pick up a 4-0 win over Sevilla. They are taking on Spurs this weekend, or maybe not, depending on what goes on with it over in England. Of course, Dortmund with a big 3-0 over Copenhagen. They are taking on Leipzig, of course, managerless Leipzig, this coming weekend as well. Tough games for both sides heading into this one. The odds here is 92 on is your City, 61 is your draw, and we've got 72 is your Dortmund here. Going to be a 3-0 win, I think, for City over Dortmund at home. No-brainer. Nonetheless, once they've cracked open the thing, it could be a floodgate. Moving forward, of course, over in Group F, it is Real Madrid up against Leipzig, of course. Never played each other, these two. So is Marco Rose. Is he actually the manager? Is he actually been sworn in? He's a formerly of Gladbach, formerly a Dortmund manager, I believe. Anyways, Madrid, of course, 100% form for them, winning the last 8 games, or at least unbeaten the last 8 games, winning 6 from the bounce up against a Leipzig side who've just won 2 of the last 6, 42% form for them moving forward. Of course, Leipzig did lose to Shakhtar last time around. Of course, Real Madrid with a big 3-0 over Celtic. Madrid taking on Mallorca this weekend. They're expected to win that game over in La Liga. Of course, Leipzig taking on Dortmund in a bit of a zinger chicken dinner on that one. The odds on this one then, 5-2 on is your Madrid, at 50-4 is your draw, 11-2 is, of course, your Leipzig here. Going to go a 3-1 win in the end. Madrid, 3 points. 29% of the people have voted for that one as well, or have opted for that one. Then wrap it up. It is Graham Potter's debut up against Salzburg, of course, down at Stamford Bridge. Now, these two sides have played each other just the one time. It was a friendly, I imagine, of course. But Chelsea, 42% form, winning 2 of the last 6. Of course, up against the Salzburg side, unbeaten in the last 6 games. 92% form for them moving forward. Of course, last time around, Chelsea did lose to Zagreb. They are taking on Fulham this weekend. Up against the Salzburg side, of course, did draw with Milan, taking on SC Ried, of course, in the domestic top flight. The odds for this one then, shall we, is Chelsea 5-2 on for the victory, 17-4 draw, 11-2 is your away winning. I think it's going to be a 2-0 win in the end for Chelsea on this one. And I have, like I said, put in my double booster on this one, which will be the Marseille victory over Frankie. And that, my friends, is it. Of course, don't forget to get your own picks in as well using the link UCL 2022. That's cut the UCL 2022. It's 100% free, and of course, hopefully, I'll see your names in there next time around. But of course, until then, guys and girls, make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell. Of course, non-stop shop here at Blackburn Overseas. But until then, guys and girls, we are done right now.